Have you ever wondered what the world looked like a century ago? Was it cooler, less crowded, perhaps even more peaceful? Now imagine what it will look like 100 years from now. Will it be hotter, more chaotic, even on the brink of collapse? That's the future we're facing if we don't address the elephant in the room: climate change. Starting from the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th century, we've seen a significant rise in global temperatures. Fueled by our insatiable appetite for fossil fuels, this period marked a turning point in our relationship with the planet. Factories, vehicles, and power plants began to belch out carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that traps heat in the Earth's atmosphere. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, scientists started to notice a disturbing trend. Our planet was heating up at an alarming rate. In the 70s, a group of climate scientists armed with decades of data warned us about the consequences of our actions. But the world was slow to listen. By the dawn of the 21st century, the effects of climate change were becoming increasingly apparent. Rising sea levels, more frequent and severe weather events, and the loss of biodiversity were no longer distant threats, but a stark reality. Despite these warning signs, progress on addressing climate change has been slow and fraught with challenges. Just consider the Supreme Court's decision in 2022, which limited the Environmental Protection Agency's authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions from power plants. This marked a significant setback in our efforts to combat climate change. But it's not all doom and gloom. The world has seen some positive advancements in the fight against climate change. Remember the COP26 conference in 2021? Over 90 governments pledged to reduce methane emissions by 2030. Yes, there were notable absentees, but let's not forget the progress that was made. Even the insurance industry, long a supporter of fossil fuel companies, is beginning to see the light. At COP26, a panel highlighted which insurers were aiding the transition to a low-carbon economy. Activists and organizations are urging insurers to cease funding fossil fuel projects, recognizing the importance of avoiding industries exacerbating the climate crisis. So where does that leave us? It's 2024 and the clock is ticking. The consequences of climate change are no longer a distant threat, but a present danger. We've seen what happens when we ignore the warnings, and we know what we need to do. It's time to act. Reducing our carbon footprint, supporting renewable energy, and holding our leaders accountable are just a few of the steps we can take. Each of us has a role to play in this fight. After all, it's not just about saving the planet, it's about securing our future. So ask yourself, what will you do to combat climate change?